Hello ladies, my hair is very fine, there's quite a lot of it. It's absolutely straight as a knife, as you can see. It suits me at all. I think that particularly because I have a slightly more mature face these days, it's more flattering if it's softer and got some movement in it. And I do find it really easy once I've done it to just wake up in the morning, zhuzh it up a bit, and it can last for days actually once it's done. It's going to show you how I go about doing that. I use GHDs. These are my GHDs. Yes, they are pretty disgusting looking. That's because I use a product on my hair. Once I've washed and conditioned it, I always use a heat protecting spray that also helps to keep the curl. And my absolute favourite is Elnet. I love this brand, Elnet. So this is the styling spray, and I spray that on and then I dry the hair. So consequently, when I come to use my GHDs, my trusted GHDs, and I'm wrapping my hair around it, you do get product build up. So it's not really as disgusting as it looks, that's all it is. But hey, I love them and I use them regularly, so that's why it looks like that. So I'm just going to pop them on. And while we're doing that, we need to section the hair. It's really important that you do this because you want to take little bits of hair and you need to get the rest of the hair out of the way. So just twist it around and clip it in place with a nice big clip. So there's a piece at the top in the front. There'll be a piece behind it. That's just the GHD saying they're ready. Twist it around. Piece behind it. Just keep it all out of the way. Then I have a section here, twist it up, and a section this side, twist it up, so it doesn't fall down and get in the way. And then I take a line right the way across there, and I separate that in two. Just makes it much easier if you can get everything in different sections up out of the way. Twist it around, clip it in place, and then what you're left with is just a little bit of hair there. And we take our GHDs, and the first thing we do is just pop them on there and just flick it up just to give a little bit of curl there. You can see just a little bit there, because that's going to have the whole weight of the hair on top of it, so you need to get that flicking up. And my hair is cut in a sort of a long bob really, with a little bit of long layering where they chop into the hair, which just helps to encourage the curl. And it's cut slightly shorter at the back than it is at the front, and the reason for that is once you've curled it all, it gives you a nice sort of straight silhouette rather than a sort of curving down to the back, which is really quite vintage, and it's not really the look I want. I want a sort of a slightly retro look, but I want it to look a bit more contemporary, and that's why I have it cut in that shape. So we're just flicking these bits up here, and then we're going to start with those back sections. While everything else is out of the way, it's much easier to get at. And the technique we use, it's a bit like, you know, when you're doing Christmas wrapping and you've got the ribbon and you want to make it curly, so you use perhaps the blade of a pair of scissors and you pull it and it curls around. That's basically one of the techniques that we use to get the effect. What I do on some of the lower lengths of hair like this though, I just pop the GHDs right close to the roots and then just pull it back like that, and then just let it go out like that, and you'll see that what you get is a nice sort of curl flick up. And just how curly you want it you can control by just this bit like this there. You can control by how slowly and how tightly you hold the GHDs, and I'll show you in a minute with some of the other lengths, a little bit easier to demonstrate how you can get slightly different effects. But again, because this is down the bottom and it's going to get the weight of the hair on top of it, I'm curling it quite tightly, so I want it to I want it to last. So I'm taking little sections here, and I'm just going to do the same thing again, so you can see, hopefully, what I'm doing. So I'm going close to the roots, make sure the hair is distributed all the way down the GHD, and I'm curling it right under like that, and then pulling the GHDs back, and then I'm getting that sort of effect. So often, once it's cooled down a little bit, I just give it a very light spray just to help hold it in place. Now this one, I'm just going to do this slightly differently so you can see how I do it. So this one I'm going to do a vertical, and it's basically, it's the same sort of technique, but I'm going to curl it backwards that way, like that, and you can see you get that nice effect where it curls round like that. And I quite like this to look quite messy. I don't want it to look too set with all the curls going in the same direction. So I will mix up. You can see that's quite a big one there. You can see how that shape works. So I will mix up the horizontal curling and the vertical curling so that you get lots of different directions in the hair. So and you've got that effect. So out of this way, and you can practice this technique while doing, as I say, doing it very quickly, holding very tight, not holding so tight, doing it more slowly, dragging it. I'll show you in a moment how we do that. And then you can get the different effects. So if we're doing the side, I always do one at the bottom that goes straight down, because I like the front to sort of hang down a bit, and do it like this. Stick it that way. And you can see you've got that nice curl coming like that. And if you don't want to have too tight a curl, you can just do it more quickly. So and don't hold it so tightly. So if you do that, you can see that you've got a much bigger, much looser curl. And I'll just give it a little bit of spray. And then with the vertical, again, you can curl it like that quite quickly, and also very quickly flick the ends out if you want to get that sort of effect. If you don't want too much curl on the end, which I think is quite nice, it makes it a bit more modern. And you can always tweak it if you need to. So I will always put one going back, and I do one going forward as well, because this is the side that I have down over my face. So that's quite a tight one. The other thing you can do, if you've got it too tight and you want to relax it, is use something like an almond or argan oil or something like that, and that will help to relax it, or any of those sort of styling pastes. You can always put just a tiny little bit on and push it through your hair, and you'll find that will release it a little bit as well. So just going to do the other side now. Same. So you're just really trying to go in a few different directions, so that when you come to comb it all through, it's not sort of all going in the same direction. So then we'll do the back bit here. I find sometimes it's helpful just to comb it through, so make sure there aren't any knots in it as well. So here I'm going to go vertically across again to try and get some different directions in the hair. Pin that out of the way. So this one, I'm actually going to curl it that way, sort of towards the centre of my head. Like that. In the big mirror. There we are. And that's curling around nicely. So you can see the effect that you're getting there. So obviously if you do that more quickly, you're just going to get a bigger, looser curl. And if you really whip it out at the end, then you'll get a much straighter, more relaxed end. I like my do to last a few days, so I always find that if I do it really quite tight to start with, then I find that it gradually does drop out over time, obviously, but it does hold its curl really, really well. So just to do the front now, when I'm doing the front, I separate it into different sections. So I go sort of half and half here, and then the back half I do straight back this time, because being on the top of your head, what this means is that you do actually get that sort of vertical effect when you style it. So most of the hair comes out sort of from the central point, and then just the front kind of sweeps over like that. And then the front part, I always take a section here and just curl it down like this. Just curl it down, you can just sort of drag it slightly to one side and you just get that nice little curl like that. Just a little sort of a flick up that comes down the side of the face. And then here I'm just really building up the curls in different directions. So I've got one there which is obviously a diagonal. I'm just going to diagonal. Always slightly different each time, but that's fine. That's my basic routine, doing the curls. Now normally I would do this before I put my makeup on, so it's got a good sort of half an hour or so to cool down and set itself in place before that I then sort of worry about styling it. But the way I style it basically is literally run my hands through it. Don't brush it, you don't want to brush the curl out. You certainly don't want to comb it. Just run your fingers through it and shake it like this. Make sure that you get right through and separate everything out, and then just kind of style it the way you want it, you know. So you can see the volume that you've got there and the movement that you've got there. And you can pull a bit what the back looks like. Have a little look. That usually needs a little bit more work. Sometimes if you've got a little bit of a hole, particularly if you've been sleeping on it, just take that section and back comb it a little bit, and then you can manipulate the hair so it fills in the gaps. But you can see what I mean, it's very messy, how we like it, so it doesn't look too much like a shampoo and set. And then just spray it. Seems like a lot of work, but trust me, when you do it, not only I think you'll be delighted with the results, but it does last, so it's worth doing. And you know, you don't have to wash your hair every day. It's not necessarily terribly good for it to be washed every day, and if you don't plan on doing that, you'll find that this will last and last. I hope you find that helpful. If you've got any questions or comments, let's have them. My usual email address, which we're showing now. You can just see the shape there, slightly higher at the back, which just makes it look a little bit more contemporary. I love that. I hope you do too. And I'll see you in the next programme. Bye bye. Stay glamorous.